Hey friends, I want to take y'all walking today. It's something that I really need to start doing out here on our beautiful property, not only for the exercise, but to slow down my pace a little bit. I love to ride our side-by-side with Cupcake and even our four-wheeler, but I'm going to take y'all on a ride with me on the land, and let's go check it out. Tony just cut a new trail I'm real excited about. I've been down it on my side-by-side, but not by foot yet. So I will do the walk in fast motion, so come check it out with me. All right. That was a quick look at our live creek, and I'm fixing to take y'all on the new trail. It's quite a ways up this way. The other day when I was riding our side-by-side, I saw a baby fawn. So we do have a baby out here right now, as well as a couple of does that are taking care of the baby, and we have a little buck. So maybe we'll see him on the walk. I couldn't see if it was filming. All right, that was about a 12-minute walk. That's a wonderful warm-up. I'm excited to see that. That was a new trail that Tony cut. Isn't it awesome? More to come on that. And he is probably going to make a trip to Academy this week. We're going to get a couple of benches and some weights to put in front of our cabin. We're getting ready to get back into that and staying healthy around here. That's what we're after. I'm going to take y'all into the barn and let y'all see what's going on, okay? Alright, so here we are. A lot of what you see is furniture that I had, chandelier and everything from the Candle Cottage. You know, I had about 4 different stores in the 20-year duration of having the candle business, and each time I moved and remodeled, you know, we would add a new piece here and there. This cool piece right here came out of Nederland Jewelers. We had bought their building when I first moved to a commercial site. I'm not sure what year that was. I don't remember exactly, but early 2000 maybe, or late. Let's see, I opened in 1998. Probably 99 or 2000. Anyway, and they had this piece and I bought it from them. We used to display our gel candles on there and cake candles and stuff. And I have really held on to this piece. I let go of an Old Navy 1954 classic truck that came out of the Beaumont Old Navy store, and lots of other cool pieces. My Coca-Cola checkout counter, and that's good. It's, you know, it's not good for us to hold on to treasures on earth, right? But this is one that I did hold on to, and I think it's going to be perfect for my apothecary section in the barn. So basically on this side, it's going to be our canning kitchen. We have it close to the garden. This is a new little freezer that Drake got Tony for a gift, and that was sweet of that boy. Anyways, we're going to get this thing running, and right where it's actually sitting is going to be a big commercial sink, so we can look out the window when we're washing all of our veggies and getting ready to can them. So we got a lot to do in here still. We had some beadboard that was put up in here, and before we moved, we didn't realize that the AC had a gap in it where it caused moisture in the barn, so we had to tear all that out and dry it out pretty good. And so now we're down to just the insulation, which I'm grateful to have, because that was an expense that we did before we moved, and it's still doing its job. So we just are going to, a little bit at a time, make this space our space kind of authentic. We have a lot of that wood out there that I showed y'all, that pile of that we've been collecting. So there's no telling what we'll end up doing with the rest of the walls in here. I'm excited to check it out. I've got a lot of my sunflowers drying out that I've been trying to harvest out in the garden, so that I can get seed from those and I don't have to buy seed again. And this is where I'm doing my apothecary. I give all credit to our Heavenly Father. He has created plants for us to use as medicine, y'all. And I'm more and more amazed every single day that I start learning more about it. These are my finds that I recently brought home from the hill country. I've got a video I'm fixing to upload. It's got a lot of footage, so it's going to take me a while. But we did just go to our deer lease and had a wonderful time. Me and my husband and my little sister and her husband Jimmy and their 2 sons, Kyler and Colton. And we just had a blast. So I've got a lot of footage, and that's where I found Mullein. And I'm telling y'all, every step of the way, if you know, I just feel God working here, because on our trip, on the drive, the 6-hour drive to the hill country, I was worried about my mullein back at home that I had ordered from Azure Standard. It was my second time to order 2 plant starts, and I keep killing them. They're not doing well, and I was telling Tony on that drive, I'm just so worried about my mullein. I don't know what's going on, blah, blah, blah. And then we're at the deer camp for 2 days, and I was hoping to find just like, ta-da, this weed or something that was, you know, going to be good for my apothecary, and nothing was happening. And Selena and I would ride quite a bit up and down the hills in the hill country on our deer lease, on the side-by-side, and the guys said, hey, I want you to take us everywhere y'all have been, because they wanted to make sure that we were not getting in a safe zone, you know, or something. So We would never have gone back to this spot that we went on that very day, that very second day we were there. And Tony looked and said, "What is that plant?" I about jumped out of that side by side while it was still running, and it was mullein, y'all. I have the most fabulous pics of it. It's the most beautiful plant in person. I couldn't believe how pretty it was. Cowboy toilet paper. I mean, the leaves are just phenomenal. They just don't even look real. You know what I mean? So yeah, I'm drying this out because I do have asthma, and I have had it since I was a kid. And I'm just curious to see, because this is a very good plant for lung health, and it is said to cure a smoker's lung. It can help with asthma. I don't know if it cures asthma, but I'm anxious to see if it does help my asthma. So, but it does have some fine little hairs on there. It's soft. It feels like felt. It doesn't hurt or stick you or anything like that. But April did say if you do use it as toilet paper, it's not going to feel real great. But, you know, in desperate times, desperate needs, what do you, I'd rather this, I guess, maybe, than poison ivy for toilet paper. Anyways, but there are some fine like hairs on the leaves, and it is known to, when you start making teas and tinctures after you dry these leaves out, you want to strain it really well, because you don't want those little fibers to get into, I'm trying to get my focus, to get into your lungs or anything, because it can irritate them. So it's kind of strange that it does heal the lungs. The compounds or the medicines that are in this plant, but the hairs could irritate the lungs. So please keep that in mind. And I think I know why I've been killing it, because it was in the desert. The hill country is real dry. They barely get rain like we do here in East Texas. So I was overwatering. So I'm playing around. I got some seed pods. I'm hoping that it wasn't too early to harvest these, because I'm not sure if they're quite in seed yet. But my husband goes back in November deer season, and I'm going to get him to look at it again and grab some more of the pods. So I didn't take everything. Anyway, so yeah, I'm saving, this is my zinnias. Got lots of zinnia seeds here to collect that I'm drying out, and even more in the garden. And I will take y'all in the garden too before this walk is over. And this is a cabinet that was left here in that trailer that I showed y'all a minute ago. And right now I'm playing, I'm just gonna check it out and see what happens here. I'm trying to make a natural bug repellent, because I've discovered on our property, which it's everywhere, dog fennel. It kind of smells like dill, and it kind of looks like dill. But it's known to ward off mosquitoes and stuff. And sometimes when I'm out on the land and I forget to put mosquito spray on, I'll grab a piece, rub it on, and it won't, the mosquitoes really do repel. So I have this on some Seed Start heat mats that I used to use for when I was making my kombucha and what was the other thing? I was wildflower yeast. I was trying to make my own yeast out of dough, and I would use these mats for that. But anyway, here they are, and they're putting them to use. I'm learning how to make medicine that requires a little bit of heat through She Is of the Woods. I'm still a little confused on when to use the heat and when not to use the heat, but this, I figured, you know, it's just going to be a spray. So I'm putting heat on that sucker because I want it to be potent, and I want it to keep the mosquitoes off our porch and everything else. Anyway, this cabinet just worked out perfectly, and I'm kind of trying to decide if I want to paint it or not. I actually kind of do. It's actually a Broyhill. I actually do like the color that it already is, but being that I love to create and make things beautiful, I'm trying to decide if I want to paint it really cool and then get some crystal knobs and stuff to put on it. So yeah, garden space. All right, let's go to the garden. I mean, excuse me, barn space. Let's go to the garden. Oh wait, let me show y'all this. I'm drying out currently some more of my mullein leaves. I've learned also this through April. This is a better way to cure your plant matter versus putting it in a dehydrator, because if you don't have a low heat setting on it, you can actually cook out what we're after. So this leaves all of those medicines in there that we're wanting to get out of this leaf, okay? So this is Mullein in this one. And then I have in this top one ready to go mint. And I just need to get another jar cleaned to put that in. Here's some cilantro that I've dried out in my curing cabinet. It did really well and it smells amazing. This was when I lived in the other town. I've had it for a long time and I'm just letting it do its thing. Just pretty. I love it sitting on the shelf. And this is something I did back in, oh goodness, what year was that? I did not put the 2018. And it's wild lettuce and chamomile tincture in vodka. And I actually did make some of these, and I've been, you know, trying it during my girly time to see if it helps with cramps. And I've got a little more of the dried lettuce, and I did order this, but you can find this growing probably right there in your yard, in which I hope I can do here. And then this is some dried lavender. I did plant some lavender here and it's doing good, so I pulled these and cured them. And we've got some more mint. And this is waiting patiently for me to plant. I've got a whole medicinal herb seed pack here. I did get it from Mountain Rose Herb Farms, and we are going to, let me show y'all the elderberry. Hold on, let's turn this off and I'll come back. Hang on, I gotta show y'all me and Drake right here. This was at the Candle Cottage, and we had a little hamster there. There's a hamster right there, and all our customers would come in. There's Peanut, my mom's zebra finch, and that's Sugar Baby. I don't know where the rest of her went, but anyway. Okay, we're going out to the garden. I'm trying to decide if this is vervain, and I hope it is. It's got a square stalk on it and purple little blooms that are now drying up, but gosh, I need to know 100% if it is. If it is, I want to harvest that because it's got some very good benefits to it. Our cucumbers are going kaput. We're almost in the garden. We went, like I said, to the deer lease this weekend, and it's been raining it's gonna rain the rest of this week. And when it rains, it's like the weeds have a party out here. So we're partying. It's bad. And this is our first year with the garden. So it's time for us to decide our approach for next seasons, because the weeds are completely out of control. And what I'd like to see us do is get a wood chipper. We may as well. We have 89 acres of wood accessible to us that I think that would be the better way to go economically wise. We can make our own wood chips and mulch for out here. I did learn recently from one of the other YouTubers on YouTube. I can't remember. I think it's Egger Homestead. She said she got all her wood chips from woodchipsfree.com or something like that. So I'm going to look into it. I don't know if we have that available to us. She's in Washington State. I'm in East Texas, so I don't know if it's everywhere or just there or what. I see some tomatoes needing to be picked. But look at this, y'all. This was a walking path. Can't even see it. But how beautiful are my pollinator zinnias. Beautiful. This is a pineapple mint right here. That sucker, I'm just letting it do its thing. I want to see what it does. It's beautiful. And I actually am tincturing some of that right now. Or I'm making an elixir with it, I believe. We got some basil. I come and pinch off of pretty much every other day. I eat a lot of basil and I use it a lot in my little smoothies. I finally got my hands on some Tulsi basil. I had 3, only 2 survived. Bless the other one's heart. I tried, but I'm so grateful to have the 2 of them. Out of all the basil varieties, this one is supposed to be, it's the holy basil, also called Tulsi. Look at that tomato plant. Something has ate up our leaves on it. And there's my other Tulsi, holy basil, and then more basil here. And look at this zinnia right here. It actually, started coming up through this hole, and I thought, well, that is a fighter. I'm gonna leave it, and it has made the most beautiful display. It's starting to kind of run its course, I think, y'all, but one little flower turned into, look at all the different stalks on it that had more buds coming off of it. I've really enjoyed watching that one. That one's special to me. So pretty. Let's see, what else can I show you? Behind us was our cucumbers. We've had so many cucumbers. We definitely had our run in those. I've decided, I've already pickled bread and butter cucumbers. I've made relishes. I've made refrigerator cucumbers. And what else did I do? I think that was it. I was gonna make some cinnamon cucumbers with some of my overgrown ones, but I've decided last night when I was in bed thinking about my garden, the rest of the cucumbers that I have in there, I have a juicer. I'm gonna go ahead and just juice them and extract all the juice out. And I'm gonna freeze them in like some freezer bags, and so that I can use it for making some juices to drink. And I always love to add mint or a little bit of rosemary to my drinks that I make, because it's healthy for us. We've got mint here, that's mojito mint. We've got thyme, chives, and that's stevia. Who knew, right? And it is sweet. Let me take a bite. Thank you. Look at that little zinnia. Oh my gosh, I mean, it's sweet, y'all. How amazing, huh? I got that from Azure Standard. They sell plant starts in the spring, and I don't think they sell them during the fall. Ooh, it got a little bitter bite to it too. Crazy. Whoa. I might have a bite of basil. A little bite. Okay. Let me show y'all my lavender. That's a plum tree. Got peppers. I mean, these weeds, forgive me for showing y'all this. It's horrible. My lavender might be getting too much water. It has been doing good though. Got 3 of them right here. Oh my God. I was like, who in the world moved my chair? I thought Bigfoot came in here. Tony is trying to get these tomatoes to stand up, and he borrowed the chair. I was like, there's no way. That chair used to be right there. He must have done that the other day, because we're going to have we're going to use cow panel for the next tomato season. He's been in charge of tomatoes, and they've done well. I've been so proud of him. He's gotten really into it. More zinnias equals more seed for me. I'm so happy. I got some pretty little rose bushes back in there. That's a mulberry tree, and the snow demic killed all of what was coming off those branches there, but it's coming back by the root. So I was kind of glad in a way, because we weren't sure if we want it right dead center, you know, because that's going to be open eventually. But we have it. There it is. What are these little beauties? Whoa, is that black-eyed Susan? I don't remember planting those. Hello, black-eyed Susan. We got some lemongrass, eggplant. We planted some, my mustards have gone to seed. I need to pull all that. I hear something up there. It's a bug. God, it sounds like a giant squirrel or something. We planted some asparagus. Oh, and check this out, y'all. Pokeberry. I saw pokeberry on our property last year. We've been here a year. June 15th has been a year. And I was so curious because the berries are beautiful, red and everything. So, and I had an app last year, and it said poison, toxic, and blah, blah, blah. So I was like scared of it, honestly. I was thinking, okay, I'm not going near that plant. Dang, I'm so disappointed. I was hoping it was something we could eat. Well, I've been studying it all year this year, and She Is of the Woods talks very respectfully about it. It is toxic, But a lot of our medicine plants are toxic, and they are also beneficial to us. So you just have to know how to prepare them. But the more I've gotten into reading about pokeberry and watching videos, there's tons of videos, guys, on YouTube. Our ancestors back in the day, this is what they used in the Great Depression for food. It's kind of like a spinach. So you can basically eat these leaves. Like Tony and I could have this for supper tonight if I wanted. I could pick the leaves. You have to boil them twice for 10 minutes and strain it to get all that poison out. And then you fry it down. You could put some onions, some, oil, whatever. Your choice is there. And then they add egg to it and eat it like that. And they survived on this. But it is also very medicinal, I believe, from the berry to the stem to the root. And you can make basically a tincture of this, and it should last for hundreds of years, for like generations, because if you ever have an illness that you need to go into your very toxic medicinal cabinet that's locked away, this is one you would want to lock up and keep away for someone to accidentally take it. April with She Is of the Woods said it would literally eat breast cancer out of your breast. She said it would literally put a hole in your breast. But it's very powerful and potent and healing. And it only takes 1 drop wet. So I'm in love with this plant. I've also seen where it's interesting that I've got this, my soul keeps wanting to pull me towards using plants for dyes, and I'm getting ready to kind of hit my closet and bleach some things. I can't wait. I'm fixing to bleach some things, but there's a technique to everything, right? When you bleach fabrics, you've got to be careful not to over bleach it, or it'll cause it to dry rot and all that mess. So there's ways you have to kind of neutralize it where it's not overkill. But I want to bleach out some dresses and stuff that I have in there. And then when these berries turn really deep purple, of course I'll wear gloves. Some people in these videos don't. They're not scared of this plant. But I'll probably wear gloves until I know more about her. But I'm going to play with my beet. It's so funny. She's growing right by my beets. And I use beets for dye sometimes. I'm on Channel 6 News with Dan Gresham, James Brown, when I had the Candle Cottage, making lip balm out of beet juice for my dye. So it's amazing. Oh my goodness. So get ready for that. That's coming, okay? All right. And this is some comfrey. Look how gorgeous those leaves are. I ordered those from Azure Standard. Here's my other one. Look. Look at it. Look at it. She is beautiful. Beautiful. Comfrey. Sorry y'all, I'm one-handed here. I'm trying to zoom her up or get it where y'all can read it. It's a perennial. Does it say that? Yeah. Okay, anyway. Sun to part shade, keep well watered. Our water system right now, Tony kind of just rigged it up, and it's done well for us this season. We do plan to do a better irrigation system, but he's got a timer out there, and we got the overhead sprayers on each end, and we'll set the timer for an hour on each side when we need to water. But yeah, there's a lot of work that needs to be done in here to get all these weeds out. And I've got pear trees here. My mom bought me that blow-up snake. She has one in her tree at her house that keeps like critters out or something. And 2 more pears down there. There's also 2 brown turkey. Sorry y'all, my card was